Hello everyone and welcome back for another little unwrapping slash unboxing video here. I have in front of me the recently released chapter 2, or rather volume 2 of Star Trek Discovery, the original CBS All Access series soundtrack. And this is actually the second volume. The first one was released several months ago, and in a kind of a similar looking presentation, or a package I should say, but I haven't seen the inside of this one yet, and so I just wanted to take a couple of minutes out of your time and kind of show you what's inside. So that being said, I'll jump right onto it. So first thing you notice is wrapped, obviously. I purchased mine at Amoeba Music in Hollywood, California. For those of you who are local and who are curious about a physical place where you can go and pick something like this up. It also has pretty much a sticker of advertisement that just says, stream Star Trek Discovery exclusively on CBS All Access, and of course the link, etc. down there with a fine print that says US only. And yeah, this is chapter 2, the original series soundtrack of season 1, chapter 2, excuse me, I repeated myself, of Star Trek Discovery, original music by Jeff Russo. So yeah, let me get this thing open and then we'll really get into it. Alright, and there it is, all nice and unwrapped, plastic off, and got a rather interesting image of the cover there of one of the original posters that was released sometime around the show's premiere. And you can see it's a standard jewel case, nothing too special here. Unlike other CD releases, this one just has an all solid black like spine here, which is different and even a little interesting for those of you who collect soundtracks, film music, and other things like that. Or just in general, people who collect CDs should notice that this is a little bit different. So yeah, you open it up, and there's your inlay tray card, and the CD, of course, and just simply has a repeat of the artwork, and all your copyright information around the edge there. An officially pressed disc, not an on-demand kind of thing, so that's always good. And the back is just all black, as I said earlier. So let's get the card out and let's see. So there it is, and open it up, and it's this little image of the bow of the ship with, I'm assuming that's going to be Michael Burnham there. And other than that, that's it. Pretty boring actually, and rather disappointing, especially for those of us, or people like me, who have grown up with all of the various Star Trek soundtrack releases over the years, starting with the GMP Crescendo releases, among other things. And those liner notes were at least had some background information, maybe a note from the composer, maybe the director, an actor, or whatnot. But this barely just has anything, if nothing at all. Just this image here, which is pretty boring, non-exciting, which in my opinion, unfortunately, represents the show itself. Just all sizzle and no steak. So yeah, I mean, there's no fault of the composer necessarily, but yeah, and this liner notes just has the it has all the musicians who performed on the score, at least for this season, and the back has more credits, and that's it. Nothing special there. I do want to point out though that this is different from the other release, and for those of you who are curious about picking this up, who aren't really into the digital side of things, make sure if you're looking for this, you be sure to check out the packaging and make sure that it says Season 1, Chapter 2. There's another CD, like I said earlier, that came out several months ago that looks exactly like this, down even to the boring liner notes, that it has the exact same image in there. But make sure, and that one just says Season 1, Chapter 1. And of course, the track listing is different. But on the back, here's a little bit of the track listing, more from the rest of that of Season 1. And for inquiring minds, you'll notice that the last maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 tracks or so, maybe at least 4 or 5, are all from the last 2 episodes of the season. And for those of you who are really curious, is the end credits scene in the season finale when the Enterprise shows up. Is that on here? Yes, it is. There it is. Track 22, theme from Star Trek Discovery, episode 115, end credits version. Well, it's not episode 115. I don't think there's been 100 episodes so far. Anyway, this is the end credits version of the original series theme, and it's actually one of the better things. The score was actually okay. It didn't do much for me, at least at the time. I'll have to give it another listen. But I am a collector of all things Star Trek, and of course, being a film music junkie that I am, I love and collect all of the Star Trek original motion picture soundtrack releases. You know, and collecting them over the years, and of course, in recent years, all of them, including the original series, Next Gen, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager, have all had expanded editions which feature more music, and the films themselves all have complete releases of their respective scores. So I'm assuming maybe somewhere down the line this will get another treatment, or maybe even a few more months from now they will do a set that will be a little bit more lavishly illustrated and more thought out and put together than this. But if you're, you know, I guess if you just care about the music and nothing else, then this does the job for you. It's just a bare bones CD, and you know, if you're a Star Trek collector, then this just another thing. Yeah, so if you're interested in checking it out, check out your local Barnes & Noble or other record store or Amazon. Or if you just care about the music and not the CD, you can always go on iTunes or also Amazon or Spotify or any of those other sites. So yeah, I hope you got a little bit of an idea of what's inside of this thing. Just remember that to watch out for that Season 1, Chapter 2, and you'll be fine. To make sure you can look at the track listing to make sure if you're really that into it. And but yeah, once again, the liner notes are pretty much the same as Volume 1. The CD looks exactly the same. The overall look and feel is exactly the same. So I just wanted to make sure that for those of you who are interested, that you make sure you take a look at that before you walk outside of the door with the wrong thing. So yeah, that wraps this up. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, live long and prosper.